All right, so we are painting the frog one. Got the paints, or the sword and the stone one, whichever you want to do it. It's going to be hand painted, and thankfully it's already a white fabric, so we don't need to pre-paint it white to make the paint appear easier. Now it is just picking the colors. So I'm going to first do this one for the back. Now I'm not going to be doing any shading or anything like that. You can if you want. I am not, however. I think the reason why I like working on fabric so much is because you can do any design, and very rarely will the designs ever clash with something else that already exists. I mean, there are occasions when it does, and when that happens, it sucks because you think you have something original and then it's just like, nope. But most of the things that I grew up being a fan of are not the most popular. And I'm not saying that to like draw attention to it or anything. I'm just saying, usually when people think Disney, they think Snow White and so forth. I think of Black Cauldron. I think of Sword in the Stone. I think of Mr. Toad. It's all dependent on, I think, the era you grew up in and things like that nature. I forget who made Iron Giant. Ooh, that actually like might be a good one for a silver or gray hat. Maybe not even that. Because Hogar's shirt is orange, I think. Is it orange or is it red? I do have a red hat that I haven't painted yet. But you never know what people might like and what people might not like. And it's not even dependent on other people. It's honestly what you find enjoyable. Now, personally, I did not like the bullfrog. I thought he was unnecessary during most of it. She? I don't think we ever, like... I thought the bullfrog was unnecessary in the way it acted and so forth. Of course, I also thought that there were times when Wart was unnecessary in the way he acted. Same with Merlin. Same with Archimedes. Alright, almost done with the dark green. Then we'll go ahead and stop the video there because I don't want to make it run too long. And then I'll come back another day and do the light green and the details of the frog. Alright. And there is our happy little frog. That can sometimes be a little bit much. Actually, you know what? I've got the light green right here. Might as well do it. Might as well. Might. Gotta do pearl green. Looks like that. As the stomach and everything else. Sorry for the shaky camera quality. I am doing this on my phone because I am low budget and do not have a camera. I mean, I do, it's just on my phone. There we go. You know what? While I'm also here, I don't have the same exact paint, so I can't do the same exact paint for the mouth, but I do have Scribbles paint, which is good as any. And it's okay if this does not match up perfectly with the cartoon, because it's not exactly like the cartoon. It was not done in the cartoon fashion. It's done in my fashion. And my fashion and the cartoon are not done by the same artist. Got some black here, so I can actually do the outlines. Along with the eyes. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Right now what I'm doing is I'm just dotting the outline with the paintbrush because I do not have an applicator this small and I do not want to do pen so I'm going in with the paintbrush and doing that because I've got paintbrushes but I don't have that, and I can't do strokes because that would make things too thick and I can't control strokes as much as I can control the dots, and even then, as we just saw, the dots can get out of hand. Okay, good. And this is part of the problem is most of the hats that I make are hand done and so forth, so it's kind of all on their own for how they turn out. I got too much paint on my brush. There we go. And yes, it could have done fine without the outline, but I like to outline my work, especially when there's cartoons involved, because of it's a cartoon. It deserves to be outlined. And there are certain details that you can see in outlines that you can't see with just the colors. Like, you can get the idea of the cartoon, but you can't get the cartoon itself. The downside of working on something that's curved Now, if this was a realistic drawing, I would not be outlining again Actually, no, I scratch that. It depends on what type of realistic drawing it would be. Because there have been instances where I've re-outlined my work. But they do not happen often. They do not happen often. I was not expecting to draw the full bullfrog in this one video. But there are just some instances where you get pulled in and you're like, you know what, I've got all the means here, I've got all the paints here, might as well. I think Sword of the Stone can be found on Disney Plus. It's not the original, but most things on Disney Plus are no longer the original. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But there are certain things that were taken out the original movie. Reluctant Dragon, I'm not sure if that's on Disney Plus or not, but there was a side movie on that called Morton the Moose, and that was my sister's favorite mini movie, because that's what happened with a lot of older cartoons, is you had a mini movie that was like amongst the credits or after the movie itself. And you could watch the movie after the movie. I think it was Morton the Moose. But anyway, it was this tiny, 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 tiny moose that had these big old antlers. And it partnered up with a really, 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 really big moose after it got teased and so forth for the longest time by the other moose. It teamed up with this really, really big moose who had really, really tiny, tiny, tiny antlers. And together they made one giant moose. My sister loved watching that. I liked watching Ferdinand. course, I also liked watching Tweety Bird and so forth, though Tweety Bird was a little mean at times, like, in all honesty. Like, yes, I loved my Tweety Bird. It was actually my grandma's nickname for me. But he was mean at times. Yes, the lines are not even. I know it. I hear it. Lines have never been my strong suit. They were at one point, and then time said, nope, no longer. Another movie that I grew up loving to watch was Swan Princess. Simply because of the song, This Is My Idea. My favorite was when she squared up with Prince Eric to fight him. But another song that I loved in Swan Princess was Practice. Swan Princess was a great movie. I need to introduce my niece to that. Almost done. Almost done. And I haven't gotten paint anywhere else. I swear, whenever I paint, I usually end up with paint everywhere. I once painted a poster and somehow ended up with it on my forehead, in my hair. It was a mess. I got lazy, okay? I don't want to do the dots anymore. This video is already long enough. It's 30 minutes. All right, there is our happy little bullfrog. And yeah. Oh, I forgot to do the top of his mouth. There we go. There's our happy little bullfrog. And catch you around the next time. Bye-bye.